What's crackin' Jump Nation? It's your boy Rushi S, aka the Jump Rope Coach. Jump Nation! They run, we fly.
What is up, guys? I'm here at Brandon's apartments. You guys obviously know who these two are. I don't need to obviously introduce everything, but today was unreal. Like, we just finished up our meetup, and the Jump Rope dudes, Brandon has just invited us to come chill, hang out, and I've been thinking about it for a long time. Like, what should the collab be? What should we put out there? A lot of people are talking about competitions and everything else, but to be honest with you, I'm a guy that wants to share why I'm motivated all the time, why I get inspired by certain things, and these two legitimately have helped my motivation in the last 3 years. They've pushed me to beyond like my limits. I know that they've always obviously inspired you guys and a lot of everyone else across the world. So what we're going to do here today is we're just going to sit down, we're going to chill, and to be honest, it's the first time I'm really getting to know them. We had a brief chat obviously at the beach, but the goal of today is to understand their motivation, their backstory, the origin story, why they do what they do, why they love what they do, and yeah, we're just going to kick it, right?
Yeah,
So
let's do it, man.
Obviously, Brandon, Dan, and that intro was sick, Dan.
Thank you.
Give me that love,
I try
my
best.
That was good. I don't know. I think we could just kick it off by.
Ready.
Yeah, that was that intro.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate that.
I'm gonna put it right down now. Put a comment down below if that intro was better than my intro. I think a lot of people are gonna. I think people are gonna like that. What about his English accent? We like it.
I don't know. It's either. I bet a lot of comments are gonna be that was Australia.
The Australian family will like it as
Debatable,
well.
yeah, very debatable.
Okay.
It's not English.
Yeah, you guys are making me feel really good about this.
I think it was good, and
Thank
yeah,
you.
the shades, everything. I loved it, man. I was feeling like I was watching myself for a minute there. I got a bit scared. Right, so guys, we obviously know what you do in today's world. Pioneers of the jump rope movement. You've been around for a while. It's just like you move the world with what you do. Like, you work super hard. But I want to know what the backstory was. So like, I don't know who's the best at introducing how it all came about. I know you guys spent some time in Colombia, so tell me about Colombia. I'm fascinated by Colombia because you guys know I spent a lot of time in South America myself, and Colombia was a country I wanted to go to. But what made you go out there, and then what was the turning point?
Yeah. Well, initially we went down there for different reasons, which is interesting because Dan and I, we were just homies living in Austin, Texas. Dan was working his corporate job. I was like trying to do some entrepreneur stuff. And then I got to a bad place personally with like stuff I was going through trying to do the entrepreneur thing at a young age. Like, I just wasn't getting it done. And I got into a bunch of debt. And I was like, listen, I don't even have money to pay for my apartment. So I flew down to Colombia with like the last of some of the money that I had. Because it costs it costs a third amount to live down there. And I was like, it's like it was a way for me to start at zero and then kind of build back up again, because I kind of felt defeated at that point. And Dan and I had been in touch that whole time. And Dan, you could tell him kind of about what brought you down there.
Well, technically, no. When I moved down there, we were doing it. We decided beforehand.
We were doing the podcast.
Yeah, we had.
You guys did a podcast back then.
Yeah, we
did.
did.
That was like the first content we made.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Because he had a brand that was basically, it was called Entrepreneur Fitness, and his brand was about more of like the mental performance side of like peak performance. And so my story and background was like, I lost a ton of weight jumping rope.
Mad.
And so started making YouTube videos and stuff like that. And then when we met, we thought, okay, let's start a brand that has to do with jumping rope as the primary form of exercise, and then all this other mental stuff that can help, like you talk about a lot, quit your job and do something that you're really passionate about.
Yeah, I love that.
Like that kind of thing. And so that was like, when we moved, he had already been in Colombia for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And then when I came down, it was like, okay, let's like do this full time and start this company.
So when you moved out there, did you have a job lined up there, or was it like you went there to just solely shoot and build a brand from Colombia?
Yeah, we're just like
that's all we
were
did.
just like, let's just make a video every day and just try to make it better than every single video. Just try to up it just a little bit, and that was the plan.
Yeah,
that's crazy. And it was always going to be about skipping, or you were just doing other things, or?
Well, it started out everything, and then we had to get focused because like my because he had like the peak performance stuff, and that's both very important to us. But we felt like in order to grow fast and then get attention, so we can talk about other things, we had to focus on one thing. And at the beginning, we really didn't do that. Like we were doing like mindset coaching, nutrition, motivation videos, like all different kinds of
all
content.
over the place.
Yeah.
So it's more like throwing darts, and then you see like the one that really stuck was a jump rope.
It's mental. So was it like a one video type thing that you put out and it just went, and then like that was it? That was now a jump rope, or?
I think we more so just saw that over time people were joining the movement. Like they were talking about the jump rope the most. Like that's what people are getting the results. And Dan also had the backstory of like going through that big weight loss that a lot of people could relate to, and so it just stuck. They're like, everyone just wants to feel like they can do what the person is doing in the video. They want to be able to put yourself in their shoes. I think like when we first started and Dan was able to tell that story, it really, like people could relate to it. They're like, oh, I have a corporate job. I don't have any time. Like I can do that though.
Yeah.
And that really got us traction there.
Yeah.
So like you're in Colombia now, the brand, it was then Zen Dude Fitness, wasn't it?
Yep.
And then what made you, or what kind of turned the stone, or how did it really blow up for you, like on Instagram or YouTube? Like when did it kind of go
Hawaii
real big?
Mm-hmm. We moved, so we spent we just had money saved, and we just spent all of it trying to start our business. That's what we did in Colombia. Like we just almost went to zero trying to start this, and we basically, so random story. We're in Colombia for a year. We're like, okay, we love this. Like we're having a great time, but like we're running out of money. Like shit, what do we do? Yeah. And this guy, I think he's an angel. He might actually be an angel.
Yeah. Was it say so?
No, we got connected with this like entrepreneur guy who was like a successful entrepreneur, lived on the Big Island of Hawaii, and was like, I believe in what you guys are doing. If you want to come live at my office in Hawaii, like just come live there rent free and just train me, like just jump rope with me, help me lose some weight. Mm-hmm. He's like, he's like a dad, 3 kids, like hardworking guy. So he just wanted us to train him, and he like gave us a car for the summer.
Yeah,
he gave us
but like it wasn't just an office. Like we basically had a 2-bedroom house for ourselves.
Like yeah.
And then he just worked there during the day. Yeah. And then besides that, like we just were living there, gave us whipping around his Tesla. Like
wow.
It was great. It was like a blessing to be able to not have to worry about like where we're gonna live or how we're gonna get around. It was just like, all right, let's just focus. How are we gonna make this thing work?
Yeah.
And then I'd say the biggest thing was
that video.
Yeah, we started to understand that you could actually look at what people wanted you to make. Like YouTube, if you like search a phrase, like you start to write like how to jump, it'll like finish the word for you. And it'll like say what's doing, what people search for the most. Like all the system's trying to do is give you what you want. So it gives you those search results. Yep. Just make what the search results say. And so we started to do that, and it just worked. Yep. And it just went like, it really
like within a couple months, that's when it like, we had a huge spike, and then everything kind of turned around, and then we moved back from Hawaii back to Colombia, and that's when everything started to pick up, like get some momentum.
Yeah, I've always been intrigued by this story because like you guys out there will know there's all this kind of, is it jump rope dudes or are you Rush? And do you guys get that kind of vibe as well?
Oh yeah,
dude. Person? I'm a jumper. I'm only with JRD.
Oh dude, we get, it's the best. We're gonna comment every now and then. It'll be like Rush Athletics for life.
It's so like, are you yelling at us?
Yeah. Mate, I get these comments all the time, like this rope shit, all right, like as in my rope, and get yourself a cross rope, and like the reason why I chose to do this type of sit down, honest to God, is the fact that we've got the same, I think, end goal. Like where our roads go within it's quite different maybe, but ultimately we want to get, well, I know it with you guys, but you just want to create this movement and make it bigger and bigger every day. Mm-hmm. And it's genuine. It's not like we're pushing things, in your face for no reason. Like the whole point is we're trying to get people skipping because we all believe in it. Us 3 believe in it, and we now see more skipping kind of coaches, skipping channels.
Yep.
And like when you see these kind of comments like I'm a Rush guy, or I'm a cross ropes or whatever it is, like how do you guys feel about it really? Like, is it just jokes? Is it banter? Does it annoy you? Like when you see the comments like that, is it?
It's an abundance mindset. That's all it is. Like
Yeah.
you either have it or you don't. If you don't have an abundance mindset, you don't think it can happen. But if you have abundance mindset, you're like, oh, well, if we all do well together, like people are gonna magnetically be charged to it. Like it's gonna be better for everyone. So it's like selfishly for us, we want you to win, and I feel like you feel the same way because
Exactly.
you see that.
Yeah.
Like for me, like the end goal is to get a skipping rope in everyone's bag. Whether it's my rope, whether it's whoever's rope, it's a case of I want you guys to be skipping. I want it to be like, you know, like a normal piece of equipment in your gym bag, or like a trainer. Like you're gonna pack trainers in your gym bag. I want you to pack your skipping rope. Do you guys kind of
Yeah.
feel the same way? It's not like you're just
For
trying to
sure.
be like, yeah, it's always gonna be this rope or it's this style.
No,
there's so
it's-
many different styles, right?
It's
Yeah.
just about accessibility. Like we're very open on our channel. Like Brandon and I are about like jumping rope to lose weight.
Yeah.
Like we talk about.
But you've been through
how-
that whole journey, right? Together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like even just jumping rope regular, like a lot of some of our workouts, like people will sometimes come and be like, oh, this is kind of boring or there's not much variety. It's like, dude, it's not what we're about. Like we're not about trying to do a flip and then, you know, land a cool trick. Like we're telling people we want you to get really intense and do this thing to music and have some fun so that you can feel better, so that you can look better, so that you can get to that well, it's the feeling, you know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like getting to that feeling where you like wake up and you're psyched and you feel good.
That's what's amazing about today is that, you know, we're from two different parts of the planet, and through social media, through YouTube, you guys have a passion for the same thing I do. You have it your own way, your own style, your own everything. I have obviously mine. I really want to get to know what kind of keeps you motivated on a day-to-day basis. I mentioned that you guys push me to my limits, like every day, like in a friendly kind of way. There is no competition in the sense of I don't want you guys to lose. You know, I'm sure you guys don't want me to lose. It's a case of you guys are pushing forward, and every day I'm thinking, yeah, I want to do the same.
Yeah.
You know, and I like that. It's like, you know, I don't know. What I'm trying to think of two sportsmen that have pushed each other for I don't know, Nadal, Federer. I got my boy Quinn out behind the mic. Give me some names. Messi, Ronaldo.
No, dude, that's like we're super like we'll be open. We're super friendly about. That's just we're like big teddy bear guys.
Yeah.
But we're super competitive. You know what I mean? Like dude,
to
anyone who makes a jump rope video, we're like, all right, we got someone new in the game. Like that's fun for us.
That's
like
true.
it doesn't for us. It's not about like winning or losing. Again, like what Brandon said, everyone's winning, and for
Exactly.
us, it's more just like. If someone does, like, dude, when you did the jump rope Kiki challenge, I was like, dude, Rush, you did it. I can't believe you can do it with the jump rope. We gotta do it now.
He's like, oh shit. He's like, how did we not
How did I
done that
not
yet?
think of that? Yeah.
Yeah, we're like, get in the car
Mine
right
was
now.
terrible, by the way. Yeah, but yeah.
No,
No
you're
way,
right,
dude.
man.
No. You actually jumped rope in most of it.
It's difficult. But yeah, man. Let's get down to like let's kind of conclude on what we're talking about here. I think what I really like to do with my channel, and I think a lot of my followers are getting onto, I guess, what they're liking from me at the moment is obviously the jump rope stuff. But I'm going to be in a few months hoping to quit my job. You guys did it, and I don't get a chance to talk to many people like that. So in my crew, my circle, my friends, family, like it's not very common in my country or in my culture as well to just drop your job, especially from my background. We're pushed to kind of study, get a good job, get mortgage done. That's your life.
Yeah.
And seeing you guys do what you've done, Colombia, leaving your job, trying to hustle, different types of things. What keeps you honestly motivated on a day-to-day basis? What's personally like for each of you might be different. So, Brandon, like,
Sure.
yeah, what's
I think for me, it's about having the experience of building a movement and then having ultimate freedom. Those are like the two drivers for me.
Yeah.
Like I just think like you only have one life. Like why not just make it the ultimate experience? And for me, the ultimate experience would be like to be a part of leading a movement where like I'm able to positively impact the most amount of people.
love that?
Yeah, I would say just setting the example for an idea of a way to like. I feel like I've always been kind of like, you know, the kid who had a problem with authority or like, you know what I mean. I was never the best employee kind of thing. I wasn't good at like showing up on time or following directions. But like in doing this is like I want to set the example to show someone like, dude, I make my living jumping rope. Like, isn't that kind of silly? Like, you can do whatever you want. Like, I set a camera up and jump rope in front of it.
I'm going to stop you there, right? Because I need to ask you. So I get asked a lot, like, what you're doing. It's like if I'm doing some sort of promotion or something, or I'm on the street. What do you guys say when people ask you what do you do for a living? Do you get funny comments?
We say we make jump rope videos.
Yeah, we make jump rope videos.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've said like if it's like for example, if it's if I'm on a late flight or something, and someone's, I'm just tired or whatever, I've said I'm just saying personal trainer or something like that.
I never know what to say. I say jump rope and they're like, what? I was like, I need to show you, and I'm not showing you.
Yeah, just that like I sincerely like love jump rope. Like I really love that people are losing weight and like changing their lives, because like that happened to me, so that's really important. But on the other side of that too, a motivator is just setting the example for being able to live an alternative life. I want a 15-year-old kid, like when I was 15, I didn't see a video where a guy was jumping rope for his living and making and editing videos and stuff like that. And so I went into my 20s I have to do like typical things, get good grades, get a good job. And I just want to be the example for that young kid that's like, man, I really think that I'm talented at something else, and I don't really want to go in this traditional path, but it's either you make money or you're a starving artist. That's the mentality a lot of people deal with. And so instead I like to be the example of like, you can be successful, but you can also enjoy every single second of it doing something that you actually care about.
Sick. That's fire. That is fire, guys. Listen, we're gonna try and wrap this up quickly. You've heard their story, you heard their backstory. There's no beef. This is all love. I'm sitting here. I'm sitting in Brandon's house here. I'm sitting with the JRD. We've had an epic day at the beach. That meetup was quite sick, right?
It was quite sick. I'm fried.
And I know everything's gonna be fire from CJ. The content's gonna be sick. And this is just about listen. You just have to listen to it, and you've seen their story, the come up. You guys, if you have any kind of passion in life, if you have any kind of enjoyment in doing something and you're not liking what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, you've just seen from these two right here that you can go to another country with zero money and make something happen. And these guys are leading the game right now. They're the biggest in the world at what they do. So with that said, big up, big man.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Too sick. We're gonna leave it there, guys. So without further ado, take care of yourself, skip the treadmill, stay safe. Peace. Can't reach the camera. What's up, YouTube family? The Jump Rope Coach here. Just want to say a massive thanks for helping me build this community with you all. You guys are absolutely incredible. Your support is my oxygen, and all I want to do is create more and more value for you all. So if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button so you guys can be up to date with all the latest tutorials and workouts coming your way. So without further ado, guys, take care of yourself, skip the treadmill, stay safe. Peace.
Coach,
AKA the jump rope coach. AKA the jump rope coach. AKA the jump rope coach. They run, we fly. Like in and out a little bit.